Peace reflections. My name's Ayante. You feel me? My physical government name that they gave this vessel is Ayante Xavier Sierra. On a soul level, I go by Eon or Eonte, and I'm the soul behind this account. You feel me? You feel me? Cosmic database of enlightenment. You feel me? It's been a while since I posted on this channel because the frequency I was in when I made the channel was a very high frequency. And for those who really walk this path and who are in an environment where you're still in the heart of this matrix, you're still surrounded by your whole old life, your family. Like I'm in the heart of like Trenton, Burlington, like New Jersey, like in the heart of the matrix. You feel me? You feel me? Right now I'm in Mount Holly, but I grew up around like Trenton, the whole Trenton area, like South Jersey. You feel me? Like an hour outside of Philly, and like I'm still like in the system, like I'm still in the energy, the matrix energy, the energy of what this, when you go out into just a regular town or a regular city, that overall low energy that the overall planet is on. I'm in the heart of that, you feel me? And so every time it is that I do all this work to raise my own vibration, I still have to protect all my energy. Like that's just one part of the process, because getting my own self right is good enough, but I then have to keep my own center and energy around all this low vibrational shit around me. You feel me? And so I'll go high in vibration, drop in vibration, high in vibration, drop in vibration, and I've learned a lot through all the experiences of how many times I rose in vibration and fell. But at the same time, I really wish I just stayed on the frequency and just kept going. Like I wish I don't give in to the relapse of eating this man-made drug food as much as I do, because every time I do, I massively drop in vibration. You feel me? The food journey, my food journey is my biggest journey right now. It's my center point that leads into everything else I'm doing. It starts with your food. If you're eating horrible bullshit, you can't go sit out in nature by a tree. But if you're eating fruits, oranges, apples, all you want to do is sit by the tree, and it doesn't even feel good to be in the house on the phone. But then I'll crash, and then all I want to do is be on the house on the phone. But my soul wants to still continue what I was just doing, the energy, the frequency, the high vibrational frequency I was building, that was tuning eyes into my soul, the soul work, the thing that feels good to my soul. I'm still here, but my ego, my lower self, will, within a momentary illusion, get me to have an urge to go eat some man-made drug food, right? And little do I know, if I let that urge pass, I'll be so grateful and I'll just keep spiraling up and building up the frequency, and that it was just an illusionary, temporary urge that I don't actually want to do, but it's an urge. It's a feeling alongside my being, but it's not my being. They can send urges to try to go on your aura, to get in your aura, but you yourself are your own being. So that's why you have the choice to choose to do anything. And if you listen to your own soul and fight the urge and do what you want to do, you will always be rewarded. It's trials and tribulations, right? But I say this to say, when I'm on high frequencies, I start doing all these high frequency things within the reality, and then you'll see my footprint, my digital footprint, like throughout all this high vibrational things I'm creating, one being this channel, right? But the thing is, peace to the God Rashad Jamal, I'm deeply growing past even the University of Cosmic Intelligence, right? We are all equal. We are all connected to God. So Rashad Jamal, and he will say this to you him own self the best. He is not anything you are not. He is just a spark for your soul to use your own mind. He's tapping into what he's tapping into, but he's not saying it's just 100% truth. He's, sitting with source, getting an upload, but you can do the same thing. You can sit with source and get your upload. Use your own mind, sit with your own soul. You feel me? I say this to say, I resonate. I fuck with the God. I always will. I always have a place for the God. You feel me? For the reflection of Rashad Jamal. But for a while, I was kind of holding my own growth back because I was trying to stay within the confines and box of being within the University of Cosmic Intelligence, using what his teachings, trying to be within his rigid set structure. But the thing is, we are all experiencing life. Life itself is the objective reality we're all experiencing. So use your own soul to go out in life and find the things that are healing your soul, find the truths that you resonate with. That is all the truth for us all. There is no there is no my truth or your truth. There is an objective truth, and we're all trying to just remember the pieces, right? Because they robbed our history. They lied to us about who we are. They have us slaves in our own land, disconnected from our own planet, and a beaten, shriveled up state, out of tune with all of our natural talents and natural technologies of our body that we can tune in with the planet as divine nature beings, so-called Blacks, Latinos, original beings, indigenous beings of this planet. We are divine nature beings, and we have so much we need to remember. And right now, we're waking up and coming out of this crumbled building. Like we're like a shattered, crumbled building with all the rubble on the ground. And we're just now trying to pick up all the rubble scattered through all, see all the casualties, do the damage report, figure out how much we lost, and how much it is that we're going to need to rebuild, and where it is that we're going to need to start from to rebuild. You feel me? We have to remember our history, remember the ways of our ancestors, our sciences, our spirit, our systems. Remember our stuff, our cultures, our technologies, right? And we come from nature technology. All our planet has so many medicines, herbs, tools, and we are like the center point within the planet. But because we our own selves have been disconnected from our planet, we haven't been we're like the kind of like the gods of our own planet, the leaders, the controllers of our own planet. But we haven't even been here to run the reins and run the planet in the way it's supposed to be. So everything's all out of whack. Because as within, so without. You feel me? So with that being said, I am the soul. I'm mixed. I'm a demigod. You feel me? But really, I'm the soul because our people were the soul. To that's the whole thing that makes it so special to begin with. The fact that if you're one of us, you aren't even the body. You're the soul to begin with within the body. That's the whole thing that makes us God, our intelligence, our divine energy, what is within us, and the biological um, makeup of our avatars. Because these human beings, human, the Caucasoid, the Asian, the Mexican, the Dravidian, and the Arab, they were made in our image. So they look like us, but energetically, genetically, biologically, they are different. Their conscious state is operating at a way lower state, a state of ego. They don't have that soul in them. You feel me? Meanwhile, we are the universe stepping into this body. We are a piece and spark of the energy of everything, materializing in this one 3D form. You feel me? So we are divine beings, right? And I'm mixed. So, but really, that's the point. My body's mixed. My mom's a human being. My dad's Latino and black, right? Puerto Rican, Cuban, probably Jamaican or some shit. Haitian, right? I got a beautiful afro. I be feeding on the sun. You feel me? Feeding on the sun deeply. But that's why I be in my high vibration. I be breaking away from eating all this man-made drug food, and meat's the worst. And as a mixed being, because I have human genetics within me, when I eat meat, it never feels good for my soul because I'm the soul within this body. So it's like I have human genetics, but I'm still the same intelligence within our genetic pure form of the black man, our Latino man. That's just us in our stronger genetically pure form. Because the funny thing is, if you look at any other land, they confuse us by all these titles and countries and cultures. But every single land, even though we understand the map is a line, really it's all one continent. But on all the different continents, on every single land, right, there is shades of people. And it's like two different camps. There's the no neuromelanin camp that can't take the sun. These human beings, pasty white, like in their genetic pure form, they're super pasty, like toilet paper white. Right? And then you have us. We start off like blue black, like dark as fuck. That's us in our super genetically pure form. Or like deep brown, like our features, our thing. And then we'll have shades where the more they mix with us, we'll have light skins. But the thing is, they call it different thing. A light skin over in South Asia might be a whole culture of people over generations who don't remember when they were first conquered, but they've mated with these human beings and had certain their genetics imbued with their lines, so they're a little bit more of a light skinned tribe. But it might have happened 100 years ago. Their great 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 grandmother got raped by one of these human being conquistadors, and now all their offsprings have, a lot more. They're a light skinned tribe, but they're over in South Asia, and they're called the Wabakans, and they think they're just some um, Pacific Islanders disconnected from everything else in their specific culture. No, they're one of the many different beings of what is us. Because that being, this form, this is the divine form that belongs to us. That's the point. Before there was ever any human being, white man, before there was any other variance of what we are, we were all one. Neuromelanid divine beings, one species, deeply in tune, highly conscious. But yeah, I just want to make this video because I've seen all the activity. I've been getting all the notifications in my Gmail, all types of shit, and about all the comments and activity this channel has been getting. And little do you know, like, because I got my own channel called Beyonce. Little do y'all know, I'm my own soul. I'm my own guru. I'm carrying the torch. I'm leading my own charge. I'm helping the movement. I'm trying to raise up my vibration and create my own space, create our own, uh, you know, get our own link, create my own movement. You feel me? But so yeah, peace to everyone's happening. My channel is Eonce, you feel me? Y'all should go follow the guys, subscribe to the guy, you feel me? Tap in with I. Um, it's EONTAY, you feel me? Again, uppercase E, lowercase O, uppercase N, uppercase T, lowercase A, uppercase Y. Eonce, you feel me? We live from Mount Holly, New Jersey, East Coast, you feel me? And yeah, so word, peace everyone will be tapping into this channel. You already know what it is. Free the guy Rashad Jamal if he is fully innocent. Not to say that he isn't, but at the same time, I don't 100% know. I have a very strong feeling he is, and I know how this system gaslights us, and I understand how fucked the whole case was and how he got locked up. At the same time, I was not in that room, and I don't fully know that man's soul. And we are all within a physical body, right? So we all have a potential to act in very low vibration, from fleshly temptations, all types of shit. Or it could just be like fallen gods taking control of us, spiritual attacks, things that use our body through us. As we're the soul, consciousness, and we can be observant, are in a weakened state to where we don't have the willpower to not do these very actions we know are not good, because we are existing within this physical. So a lot of us are in this shackled state within the physical, in a lower state, pulled down. Like they're a soul that comes into this body, but while it's that they're within the physical, they're in a caged in, locked in, energetically low state, not being able to act on the frequency of their soul and act in this reality in the way their soul wants to, right? And so, with that being said, some of us, to an even deeper extent, could be used to hurt each other because we have fallen gods, powerful low vibrational influences working through us. And so, I said to say, it is very possible that, even if the God Rashad Jamal is fully on the frequency he is, right? He could be fully trying to, raise his vibration, fully trying to tap into his higher self, doing everything he's talking about. But behind the scenes, on a deeper level, could generally be fighting against things within his physical, which caused him to do some things that. But I don't think he actually, you feel me? But I'm just saying, you never know. And so I'm just being truly honest with the soul. Like, I'm not going to say things like that's what we need to do. We need to really speak from our own genuine insider self soul, that voice within us that wants to say what it wants to say. And that is that even though I feel like Rashad Jamal is innocent and it's free Rashad Jamal if he is, I was not there, so I don't 100% know. And that's the truth. But it's still peace to the God. It's peace to everyone. It doesn't change anything. It doesn't change the energy, the information, the movement. If anything, my point with what I was just saying as far as that whole rant, I was just talking about how we can be used against each other because we have fallen gods parading in us, like we're within this physical, but we're the souls in this physical, trying to work through this physical. That whole rant I was saying. My point of that is to say that all because someone acts in a negative way doesn't take away the truth of anything, right? That's the whole point. They're trying to gaslight and make us and portray us out to be something that we're not, over breaking us down generations and generations and generations, right? where it is that we used to all be in tune with nature, unified, work in high vibrational ways, honored each other, respected each other. Now it is that the more they get us to act savage and get us to be the thing they want us to be, they attack us and do low vibrational things to us to break our character down so that we retaliate, so then that way they can point the cameras at us and only show our side of the negativity, not all the shit leading up to what made us act negative. And that's what they've been doing this whole time through controlled narrative, right? So even with, like, if they're with a lot of the spiritual teachers, Nature Boy, like a lot of this shit, it's like a psyop movement kind of too, because they're kind of trying to break down the movement by attacking the people who are leading it, the people who are all like riling up behind, right? And that's why we shouldn't have one leader. We should all be our own leaders, right? Because if all of us are leading the charge, it doesn't matter if they take one of us out. We got 50 more behind them running, 500 more behind them running. So we're not going to all start running away if you take the one in the front out, because there's going to be a million of us in the front now. That's how we're moving. It's not going to be just one leader that we're riling up behind. It's going to be all of us within our own. Look, here they go. Here they go, stopping the video again, right? I don't care. I'm going to clip it all together. But yeah, there's not going to be one person in the front leading the charge anymore. It's going to be all of us running with our own internal strength and power leading the charge, right? And so that's what they do, is like they'll have, because we're all within this physical, so we're all equally susceptible to temptation, equally susceptible to, all the things of the nature of this physical. How it is trying to be a higher being, a soul being, working through this physical, fighting against physical like, even when it comes to like the needs of the flesh, eating, lust, um, generally treating everyone good and always being on a good energy, even if you feel annoyed, all types of shit. Where it's like you are in the physical, you feel the reality of all what we're all feeling, right? So we all are tackling the same enemy, right? And so we have to realize that that person we're looking at, that spiritual leader who's giving us all this energy that's motivating us, they're nothing more than the same power within us. So we have to apply to them the same shit on us. We have super deep power, but all because we might fall and act on a lower vibration doesn't take away the power we have. It's just that this is a spiritual war. You feel me? It's generally a spiritual war. So what they do is they try to gaslight God. Within you is God. You are connected to God. Your higher being is in tune with God, right? Source, and wherever you come from. But within this physical, they're trying to make it in all the ways to make it to where you act out of character. You act in all these different ways, and they keep over generations. They lower the bar even lower. The ways they get us to act, they have us falling even lower and lower and lower and lower and lower over generations, right? And so my biggest point I'm trying to say is nothing that's happening with Rashad Jamal or any spiritual leader, if they act on a lower vibration, that doesn't take away from any of the truth of what we're all tapping into, waking ourselves up, healing the planet, raising our vibration. You feel me? We just gotta readjust, see things for as they are, and replan how we're gonna move. You feel me? Like, basically, I'm saying that the soul in Rashad Jamal, even if something horrible was to happen, he gotta face God, and he's still in tune with source, and life really is still what it is. You feel me? Like, he's still the soul within, who's still in connection and source with everything else. And this is speaking, I'm not trying to speak as if he did it, but I'm trying to find a way to find the words of um the realness of the situation we're in. You feel me? Like, if someone, let's say there's two brothers working in a movement, they're leading the people, they're working in charge, they're building up energy. One of the brothers starts getting envious and jealous and takes the other brother out, and gets filled with these fallen gods that motivate him, and he falls out of his power, out of his center, and he falls into ego, and then he gets jealous, envious, and then he starts planning to, work against the other brother that he's in the movement with, right? Metaphorically, not literal brothers, but I'm talking about us brothers within movement, unity, right? That doesn't take away anything from the truth of what we're all trying to work into. It's just, if anything, it's proving more the reality of what we're in. The fact of that we are in a spiritual war, that we can fall to lower vibration, that we do have to, you feel me? The reality of what we're in. You feel me? That's really all it proves, the reality of what we're in. And that we really have to tap in and really ascend this physical. Tune into what is not seen, your own inner powers, your own inner energy, and push that over this physical. You feel me? But so yeah, I'm not gonna go too much longer. You feel me? They cut the video in the middle of it, so I'm gonna have to clip it all together. It is what it is. We ain't gonna let that shit stop us. There's always shit they be trying to manifest to throw off my expression, right? Throw off my soul's expression. It's not ever gonna work though, unless I want it to, unless I allow it to. No weapons formed against I shall prosper. But so yeah, peace, yo. Eon. Again, I'm the soul behind this channel. Eon. Thank you all for tapping in, you feel me? And if you really wanna show some love, spread the energy, really fuck with my energy, want to directly connect to the source of the energy behind this channel. Because basically, I want to show y'all that, like, it's deeper than race. Because you probably would have thought, like, the person running this channel who's tapped into this type, because there's people who are in our genetic pure form who aren't even on this frequency, who are actually working against us. So it's not about necessarily your race. And you would have thought probably the person behind this channel was, super black, dark as fuck, carbonated as fuck. But I'm the soul. I'm still on the soul level. That's the point. But I'm mixed. And that's why we have to read the energy of people. Sure, human beings is a whole different thing because they just are internally different in the way they like interact with reality. Like, and it manifests on a physical plane as they can't catch the beat. They can't dance like we do. They aren't in tune with nature like we were or come from. Their body doesn't respond to eating fruits or plants the way we do. They can't eat the sun. So outwardly they look like us, but internally they're not like us. That's the truth. The song Kendrick, they not like us. And that's why you have to see their actions. They act in a 180 to us. They're like the yin to our yang, right? Because externally they were made in our image, but internally they did not have what we have, the inner component that comes from source, the spark of life. And we were trying to give that to them, but that's why they savagely murdered and eat our animals. They burned down our forests. They act in this opposite, out of balance state with everything else around them, as if they did not spring from the ecosystem of this planet. That's generally the truth. Now their descendants and their ancestors, my own mother, they are within the system treated like peasants alongside us. But the thing is, they want to promote this race war because they know our people are waking up, and they know even the working class peasant descendant middle class white people are human beings are waking up. Look, and the storage want to run out too, so that's two back-to-back times that this video is going to be cut. But it doesn't matter because what I say, again, we're going to clip it all together. I got a clip in that now, so I just be merging the clips together now. Like, I ain't going to let that shit, like, stop anything, you feel me? But where I left off was I was saying, like, you know, even though it's their own people, you know, the regular working class human beings, like my mother, they are alongside in the system with us. They don't have any of the benefits, any of the, you feel me? They stopped giving a fuck about them a long time ago, like probably like early 1900s. You feel me? They said, you know what? Fuck them. We're gonna separate ourselves from the majority, the masses, and we're just gonna fucking go all out subliminal war on everyone on the mainland. That's literally how they're moving. Like anyone, like the people who, because they generally want to eradicate a lot of us and then just come and rebuild their own shit on top of all this, and their own little like, you feel me? But that's deeper than that because that's not even, you feel me? But whether you want to call them the royals, the people who guide shit behind the scenes, the hidden hand, right? Their very own people, the 99% of their own race, their own human being species, right? The Caucasian, Asian, Mexican, Dravidian, and Arab, all made in the image of our species, what they called Blacks, Latinos, because we come from nature, not using any of these words, any of these language systems, any of these maths, any of these sciences. So the word human, the word God, the word black, the word Latino, our ancestors didn't even call ourselves this shit. We didn't know any of this shit. We knew nature. on a way more advanced level than what you think, because it was not savage. Y'all are savage, and compared to this planet is a wasteland, and the little remnants of our advanced society they call world wonders. And guess what? There aren't any world wonders in Europe. There aren't any world, but somehow y'all have built this whole general primitive sticks and stones level of a technology as system that's um monitoring and governing the whole planet, called, these towns, these cities, the current police state of the realm. Because the realm itself is something as a soul you come into to experience without being put into a city or a town. The realm itself is nature. You as a soul come in this plane for a way deeper reason, but they disconnect you from all your deeper things, and they operate you on a level of only in the 3D, the body. But you are in tune with all these other things as a child, but you don't ever work to grow those connections, to tune into those higher powers, to tune into the technology of your avatar and what's in the planet, right? They just have you operating on a drained, energetically absorbed physical body level, while disconnected from everything in you. Ideally, that's what they want you to be. But some of us were so in tune with ourselves. Like I was alongside everyone, but so oracally strong, especially before I ever smoked cannabis, that I would just like, some they call us the introverts, or the people who hold all the energy. Where I was the voice in my head, so I wasn't just exerting all my energy out my external voice. I wasn't having my energy robbed. I was pulled in. I had all my energy in me. And the more you open up, then that you realize that you actually had all the energy to begin with, because they want you to think you need to socialize or be extrovert, or you know tune in with anything of this physical. Meanwhile, all these people, when you actually start to socialize with them, the very people, the crowds you want to fit in, you realize all of them were in this similar lost fake state with each other, and you were the only one who were actually enjoying this shit in your own room and you used to play that video game or watch that TV show, and everything you're experiencing inside yourself, because it wasn't just the you staring at a screen within this physical. It's everything that's happening in you, all the energies, the thoughts, the things, and that's what you're tuned in from source. Within this physical, you could just be sitting in a room, but that's what's happening in this low vibrational physical material, because it's 3D is what low vibrating energy. So, and it's solid. So there's many different things happening alongside this 3D, but your retina only picks up the 3D. And in this 3D is low vibrating. But the more you tap in, the more you rate, you start to expand and see all these other things happening within the real. Because life is so alive, but they have you so numb from it, and they think you're the center. They have you in this ego center point, think you're the only thing alive, and everything around you is just dead, and you're disconnected from it. But that's to your own detriment, because the more you open up and connect to everything around you, the more you feel into your own self and the life of everything, and you start bringing the planet back to life. Because they literally have the planet, and they think that they move as if this planet and life was made for them to come and dominate and eat it. The forest is just our dinner plate, and the ground is just um to be digged into and robbed and drained. Like, you feel it's like, but that's again their behavior, because the behavior of the people who run the system that's governing the planet right now is the behavior of something that does not come from this planet. It's the truth. They set up corporations to drain the resources and bring it back home to wherever the fuck they came from. I'm being so honest. We Meanwhile, our camps, we come from being in the like on the ground, in the nature, from the trees, in the bushes, out in the lands, and they pulled us out of the lands, and they took our children and indoctrinated them in over generations in their schools and their systems, and taught them everything backwards to what the fuck they are, and then they start to go back, take that home, and attack all their elders, their ancestors, the one, and it became this divide. And then what they would do is they would handpick the weakest of us, the house Negroes of us, to become their celebrities. Because there's nothing really there. It's not that hard to become a celebrity. It's not that hard to gain riches of this world. It's actually harder to really do things in the real way, trying to really earn shit. Because the quicker you are to sell out, you can get all the money right now in a snap of a finger. It's just a matter of how much you're willing to do, how much you're willing to sell out your own people. And if you have any sort of consciousness, any sort of anything, you understand that energy lingers. You don't just get away with things you do. And so when you do it on a global, universal level, imagine how much these celebrities are hiding from their self. The sick, horrible, degenerate shit they did behind the scenes. Diddy is just the very surface level of the shit. You have no idea what these people have been doing. They can't fuck looking themselves in a mirror. They burn mirrors around them. They don't want to see themselves. They are a walking vessel for fallen gods, fallen angels, principalities. These celebrities, what they do is they handpick the weakest of us. You feel me? The people who will sell their own people out, and they put them in our faces and promote them and give them all the platform and all the riches. It's just like back in the day on the fields. They would choose one of us, probably one of the most light skinned, weakest, like not fucking standing up for shit, passive ass one of us, right? Yes, master. Come in the house, right? And they'll have him be like the poster boy to keep everyone in the fields tame. Cause you'll be fit. It's like when they send a black cop in a black neighborhood. They know what they're doing. It's the same logic. They'll use us against us. They always have and they always will. That's how the shit even started. They used us against us. It was us fight, even with the tribe. It was going with some tribes, giving them shit to go fight other tribes to pick each other off. You feel me? So it's been us against us, but that's deeper. You feel me? But with that being said, all that being said, their behavior again is the behavior of something that does not spring from our ecosystem. They do not exist in harmony, and they don't even have the biological functions and components and blueprint needed to even live in this planet. It's like they have to create an artificial habitat. Like if everything absorbs the sun, before there were ever houses and something to hide into, you were just always in the sun. How the fuck did your ancestors survive that? Y'all would have all died. Y'all can't eat fruits. Y'all can't eat before there was ever because the technology in the planet shows that what we should be eating is the self-reproducing, life-filled energy of plants and fruits. And before you were ever introduced into a demonic frequency to think eating life was okay, we will never stab and eat a whole being. That shit is horrible and demonic, right? And so, if the only thing we had like 300 years ago was what we could grow in the ground and eat, that's all fruits and plants. They can't even really run on that. I'm being so honest. They start to like break that. And even if they do, they have to really, it's like they have to really tune in and really connect to God and change their whole being and run on a higher than body source. And then they eventually can kind of assume, but it takes a lot for them to try to operate on that high frequency, eating only plants and shit. But I'm saying that because of that, it's showing that it's like they aren't made to live on this planet. I'm being so honest. But so, but now it's like their ancestors and descendants with my mom. A lot of them are just like us within the system. They aren't the enemy. You feel me? They're unaware. They're programmed with a false superiority complex. So it's like it's gonna be a nanobot that's activated to where they're all gonna start kind of not literally, but metaphorically. It's like, oh, it's just gonna shoot all the programming they were instilled with of the whole whitewash version of America and all this dumb shit they were given of how all they create all the sciences and philosophy and all the dumb shit. That shit's all a lie. They all claim that shit from us and everything's whitewashed, right? But a lot of them might feel like, you feel me, that little superior. But in the end of it all, we're all gonna like see the bigger truth. A lot of shit's gonna be exposed. You feel me? Injustices are gonna be settled for, and everything is gonna be brought into the light. In the sense, and everything we did, and how everything was stolen from our people, and how we recreated shit. You see how everything is being rebalanced. Ibrahim Traore, one of the African leaders of was it something El Faso or whatever. That's just one like are all these different so many different manifestations of the black woman, Latino woman, and Latino man stepping back into their power, and all the injustices being re you feel me, reset and balanced. Everything's being accounted for, and it's going to be shown that this was our land stolen from us, and it's going to be re-given back to us. You feel me? In a way, times 9. You feel me? So yeah, peace to everyone. You feel me? I just want to hop on here, show y'all I's face, get y'all to see the soul behind this channel. You feel me? Beyonce. You feel me? And so yeah, if you resonate with my energy, go tune in with my channel and all that good stuff. Peace.